And again, like you were saying, there's some really big companies that don't need your eyeballs, right? And so they don't need the eyeballs that you get because they get more eyeballs than you anyway, right? There's that type of vibe.
What's happening? It is your player partner, Legendarius 51.
You sound like way more calm than you have in the previous podcast.
What's happening, you busy? We are out here with the music and them podcasts.
Yes, sir.
And we're at another one.
You know what time it is.
This is I am Legendarius. To my right, I got Sam God. To my left, I got the founder and owner and proprietary, whatever, the man behind DrumTrax app.
Yo, fam, what's good? It's your boy Damani. You know what it is. And listen to all the drummers that are trying to step your game up and become better, go from beginner to intermediate to advanced. If you've never played drums before and you've been thinking about playing drums before, we're here for you. All you have to do is click the link in the description. We will help you get from 0 to playing your first song in 30 days. And you can sign up for free. You can try it out for free. And if you guys just want to play the tracks because you're super advanced and can't nobody tell you nothing, then we have a DrumTrax streaming subscription where you can sign up and stream our library of over 300 plus drumless tracks, which are just the best drumless tracks on the internet. So
straight up,
that's just what it is. Links in the description. Let's get started. Wow.
Hey, today we're going to be talking about endorsements.
Yes.
Who are you endorsed by? Nobody. Me too.
Or why does endorsements matter so much to musicians? What are endorsements? What's the purpose of them? What really happens? And
what's the balance here? Who's benefiting from this situation?
Yeah, and endorsements, I think I had a misguided representation of them in my mind until recently. So,
what was that representation of what was your?
I think that when you first hear about endorsements, well, at least when I first heard about endorsements, I just thought in my head that it was this thing where like, oh, if you're endorsed by Fender Guitars, they just send you a Stratocaster, and then you ask them and they send you a Telecaster, and then you ask them and they send you a jazz bass, and then you ask them and they just send you this stuff and it's all free because you're dope and they love you.
And that's just that's the reward for being a good musician. You got good, so now you get free gear.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And so it was this kind of glamorized thing, and it's and I understood that it's how seen you are, how visualized, how many people see you. Mm-hmm. So but it's not, endorsements don't mean free gear. Endorsements in some cases can mean some free gear depending on who you're dealing with. But somebody as big as Fender doesn't need to send you free gear. Fender's locked. Maybe smaller boutique companies or, different types of companies might send certain people free gear. But a lot of these companies, you might get a slight discount. And the trade-off, like you guys were talking about the trade-off. I mean, you want to go in on that? Because we were talking about that earlier.
Before I get into the trade-off, though, yeah, I think you're right. I think that there's a lot of... It was especially like, I don't know, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, it was like a huge deal because you always saw the touring drummers with an endorsement. You still see touring drummers with endorsements, and there's nothing wrong with that, right? They're going on tour. The company is sponsoring the tour with that kit and or sponsoring the drummer and letting the drummer actually keep that kit, depend on the relationship that drummer had with the company. And so it became this thing where you would look at having an endorsement with having a successful career, right? Like it means you made it. It's like the blue check mark on Instagram, right? You get an endorsement. Oh, you're good. You're a professional. You're on. That's literally validation. But as time has progressed and the internet thing happened, and now just drummers with a following. If you have a following, you can get endorsed, and you don't necessarily need to be on tour, but in reality it's still the same exact thing it always was. When you're on tour, that was the most visibility you'd have. If you got a big gig, you're playing in front of thousands of people a night, that's visibility. But if you don't have a gig and you have a YouTube channel or an Instagram or whatever social media presence, and you have thousands and thousands, tens, hundreds of thousands of people viewing your content every month, then it's the same thing. It's just more eyeballs on the logo, more eyeballs on the brand. So that's what it is. And so we tend to think that we're getting benefit from, or we tend to think that we're the only ones getting benefit by getting the gear for free, but now not so much because it's not really free gear with endorsements anymore. It's discounted gear. And so you'll have people take endorsements from companies that they don't even like, or from companies that they don't even really play like that, just to have the validation to say that they got endorsed. And then they do these announcements where they're like, yo, I finally got endorsed by Joe Schmo's Sticks or by Joe Schmo's Drumheads. And it's fine if you actually really love these drumheads and you love these drumsticks and you actually play those. But if you don't and you're just doing it because it's some free gear, and so now you're going to promote this brand because they gave you some free stuff, then it's not really authentic to your audience, number one, because you don't really love it, and it's not really beneficial for you. I mean, I guess it is if you're getting a free gear, but it's more beneficial for the company because they are the ones that get the eyeballs on their brand because you have the following. And again, like you're saying, there's some really big companies that don't need your eyeballs, right? And so they don't need the eyeballs that you get because they get more eyeballs than you anyway, right? There's that type of vibe. But I think that misconception is starting to become more clear. At least I'm hoping it is.
Yeah.
Because I had the realization over a decade ago of what it really was. And so I'm going to try to break down what an endorsement really is. It is a business relationship that you as a musician, drummer, enter into with a company where that company decides to give you free, but more likely reduced priced gear in exchange for you promoting the brand. That's what that is. And so as long as you have eyeballs that you can get onto your content or onto your brand and you're promoting another brand, it's you taking people who know, like, and trust you and referring them to this brand. That's what it is. And I'm not saying that that's wrong. There's nothing wrong with that. But don't get confused and think that this is a mark of career achievement and that it means that you're a dope musician, because that was a thing that I really thought, like, oh, dope musicians get endorsed. And yes, dope musicians do get endorsed, but it's not just because they're dope. You see what I'm saying? Because if you're dope and nobody knows who you are, they're not going to give you any free gear because
it's a business decision where they're getting cheap marketing, basically.
Right.
Being dope actually has nothing to do with the endorsement.
No, it has everything to do with branding and how much attention you can bring to the brand.
Visibility.
That's what it is. And so for musicians who are coming up, I don't want musicians who are coming up to be confused about it like I was coming up, like you were until recently. Not saying that endorsements are bad, because they're not bad. They can be a relationship that works great between you and the company. But you definitely don't want to think that you're getting endorsed just because you're good. It won't happen. And if you do, it might happen with a small company who definitely is not giving you free gear because they are too small to afford to do that. And so they'll give you reduced price and, try to market and make some type of affiliate program. And there's nothing wrong with doing that either. None of this stuff is wrong. I just don't want you to be confused. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's kind of the idea. But Sam, what has your experience been with endorsements or the idea of it?
I mean, it's definitely something that's always been, in the back of my mind, like, wanting it, especially as a younger musician, like, yeah, we all have that feeling of like, oh, I'm going to make it, like, then I'll be special or something like that. Yeah. But yeah, I feel like it can turn into, like, especially these days with social media, there's so much that's like the perception of what someone's doing. Everyone's trying to present themselves as, like, in a certain way online,
right?
As just basically a winner or, everything's perfect. There's a perception that a lot of times is never the whole truth,
right?
And endorsements can be a part of that. But I've seen some cool, like a friend of mine, it's like they'll send him new stuff to actually
test out
and stuff like that. So that's like a cool level to be at. Obviously there's all different types of endorsements that happen, but that's a really cool thing when someone's like, when a company is like, and I think it's like Nord, it's like a really good company is like, hey, you're one of the first people that's going to get to try out this board, and even give feedback.
Yeah, it's a perk
because we know that you're a professional and you do what you do.
Yeah.
So, but then a lot of times it's like when you get to the point where someone's just giving you a super dope instrument, you can afford it. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
it's like, yeah, Fender will give like John Mayer some great, awesome, custom guitar. He could
Right.
buy it on his own. You
Right,
know what I
right,
mean?
right,
It's
right.
like, but he's just made it to that point where he's just on.
Because everybody who's aspiring and loves John Mayer is going to want to play what he plays.
Yes.
And so that makes sense for them to do and to be like, hey.
But he's going to tell him exactly what he wants on that guitar. You
Yeah.
know? He's going to have it custom made to his
right.
own.
And the kid who goes to buy a guitar because he wants to be like John Mayer is going to have the basic guitar, which he should, right? But there's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
I don't see anything wrong. You know what I'm saying? With like the actual relationship and how it works.
It's just if you need to get what you need out of it to
Right.
make it seem fair to you. Like if it's with a company that you actually like their gear.
That's when it
know?
makes sense. If you actually like their gear and you would play their gear and you would buy their gear or have already been buying their gear anyway, then that makes sense to do because that's what you love to play. And I get it. People have their reasons for doing whatever they do, and you don't have to do what we say, how we're saying to do it. But I just want you to be aware of what endorsements really are, and so you're not confused about it. That's pretty much it, though.
Yeah.
So
I think that a part of it too is if there was a time where you had to be a successful musician, like that was a mark of making it to have an endorsement. Now it's not that way because of YouTube and Instagram and whatever. But there was a time that the only way that you can be visible was to be on a big tour.
Right.
Which means that that's a mark of success in some way.
sure.
But also during that time, like I remember in the 90s, like you'd see as, more companies were popping up, everybody loved I'm speaking to guitar players, and I'm pretty sure you can apply this to drums somewhere, but everybody loved the Fender Twin amp. Mm-hmm. Everybody loved it. But I'm getting endorsed by Damani amps. So up in the front on the stage, I got my Damani amp.
Right.
It's on. It's plugged into something.
Yeah.
But my sound is not coming out of Damani amp. My sound is coming out of the Fender Twin that's sitting behind over here.
Wow.
A lot of people were doing that, and I think you kind of alluded to that earlier. Like, you don't even have to like the product.
But I didn't know that they were doing that on the stage, that was happening.
Yeah, stuff like that was happening all the time.
Wow.
Yeah.
You can't do that with drums, though.
That's true, but that's true.
You
could.
You can trigger.
You could
Yeah,
because
but-
look, the only thing that makes this, what is this? Tupelo? I can't read that.
It's a Pacific DW drum.
Pacifico. I can't. The light was reflecting off of it. I can read people. So, but you can just get the plaque. Like you can just put a DW plaque on that. If you like Yamaha drums, you can just take the DW plaque and put it on your Yamaha.
Yeah, but
a person could.
You could.
I'm not saying that they do. I don't know.
I can take a BMW and put it on the back of my Toyota, and like take the BMW logo and put it on the back of my logo. It doesn't make it
Do
a
drums
BMW.
have that much different of like if you didn't see the logos? Could you look at the drums?
I mean, like, there's going to be some drum snob who's going to be able to, who's going to say, "Oh, I can tell by the way it sounds. It's this type of drum." I mean, the drum heads do give away a certain type of sound, give off a certain type of sound,
Okay.
From the stick. But some people are going to listen and be like, "I could tell that wood is that." But when you once you start amplifying it through crazy sound systems and running EQs, compressors, and gates, you just need a good sounding drum kit, and all of the companies make some good sounding drum kits, the major companies, whether it's your DWs or your, but most people are not going to be able to tell the difference between a DW custom versus their PDP line.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's not going to be, as far as like just the average listener,
Right.
not going to be able to tell.
Right. Well,
So, I mean, that's what it is. I guess we'll keep this one short with the endorsements, man. Hope you guys got something out of it. If you have any questions, if you've had any of your own experiences with endorsements that you want to share in the comments, leave them in the comments. Let us know what's going on. And we'll
try to
catch
get
you guys.
endorsed, man. Get some free gear or discounted gear, whatever. It's lit.
If it's something you like to play, go for it.
If it's something you like to play. So, all right, fam, we're going to get out of here. We'll catch you guys on the next one.
Hey, music in there, baby.
Fam, it's your boy Damani. I hope you enjoyed the video that you just watched, and I hope you liked the video. I hope you left a comment, and I wanted to invite you into DrumTrax Premium. We literally have over 350 drum lessons, over 250, over 300 by now, drumless tracks, a community in the private Facebook group of drummers that we go live with and do live drum coaching every single week. We want to help you find your voice and explore your creativity on the drums. We can do that with DrumTrax Premium. You can find the links in the description of this video, and if you're looking for more content, you can click one of the videos that are showing up on the screen right now and check them out. All right, fam? I look forward to seeing you in more videos, and I look forward to seeing you in DrumTrax Premium. All right, fam. Peace.